Hello and welcome back to Universal Orlando. It is a scorcher today, but we do have some steaming hot news for you as well. Some smoking hot news as well for Universal's Halloween Horror Nights for 2026. We have so many house announcements, new light stanches, so many new items added to the theme park for Halloween Horror Nights 2026. Let's go inside and get started. But first, I just want you to admire the light trussels that are outside here in front of the archway for Halloween Horror Nights here at Universal Orlando. We have 1, 2 huge, massive light stanchions here in front of the archway. Let's go inside and get started. There are so many new updates we cannot wait to show you. All right, our first sign of Halloween Horror Nights, if you look carefully on the top of these buildings, you could see lights that have been set up. Some of these were just set up just recently this summer, and some have been here year-round, but they're definitely going to be used for Halloween Horror Nights here on Hollywood Boulevard. This is always a very popular, very big, very massive scare zone, so get ready for another Hollywood Boulevard scare zone. And right up ahead, we have more confirmation that this is a scare zone. We have a light trussel, a couple of light trussels. So let's take a closer look. Our first light trussel inside the theme park here on Hollywood Boulevard. Confirmation that this will be a scare zone, and there is another even bigger light trussel just down the road. Let's go check out that trussel next to the Five and Dime store, and then we'll check out some merchandise, some new HellRaiser merchandise and some Stranger Things merchandise. A massive light and speaker stanchion right here. So far, no fog machines, but we're right outside of the Five and Dime store, which is where you can find the Halloween Horror Nights merchandise. Let's go inside and look at the new merch. It is official, HellRaiser is here for Halloween Horror Nights 2026. That design is really cool. Despite never seeing the movie, that is such a cool design. All right, the carousel is slowly being filled up with different characters, and our newest character is none other than Pinhead from HellRaiser. Here is the t-shirt design. Let's look at the back. What do you guys think of this design? I think it's pretty cool. I mean, maybe once I see the movie, I'll have more appreciation for it. We'll tear your soul apart. That's a pretty cool tagline. Way better than Never Go Alone, if you ask me. Way better than Never Go Alone. There we have Vecna, Oddfellow, Jack, and Pinhead. And then over here we have the character from Sinners. Still need to watch that movie as well. But the carousel is slowly filling up, and it looks like there's going to be more characters. Are those going to be for original houses? Because we already got all 5 original houses were announced, and it looks like those are 4 mystery spaces. I know that there's 2 more IPs that are coming, but what are the others for? Maybe scare zones? I'm not sure. That's very interesting. Maybe we'll get a Mel's Die-In little figure, or maybe we will get something for the tribute store. That'd be interesting. Or a little Boo figure. Maybe an Art the Clown. Maybe Art the Clown's going to be a roaming character this year. That's interesting. Here's a look at some of the merchandise for HellRaiser. We got the acrylic figure down here for HellRaiser, and then up here we have some stickers, HellRaiser stickers. Here we have the Stranger Things Season 5 t-shirt, and I'm not a big fan of the lettering on this t-shirt. I don't like the letters over the logo for Halloween Horror Nights, but you do have the Mind Flare hiding behind, kind of underneath the archway here for Universal Studios. I do like that design. It could be done a little bit better, but I'm not a big fan of the lettering on this shirt. Let's look at the back right here. And nothing on the back. So there you go. I wasn't a big fan of Stranger Things Season 5. That being said, will I rewatch every season? Maybe. I might watch part of some of my favorite seasons. Another massive light and sound stanchion right here on Hollywood Boulevard in front of the Spielberg Summer Blockbuster Tribute Store. It's actually more like a little mini museum for Steven Spielberg. Just to quickly update you, let's name some of the Halloween Horror Nights original houses that were just announced a couple of weeks ago. They were announcing them almost every single day this past week, so that was very exciting. So we have HR Blood and Guts. That is a house that was done, I believe, previously in, I want to say like 2010. I'll put it right here when that house was first created. I want to say like 2008 or 2009. Right here, that's when the house was created, the original, and that was based on all the holidays. Basically, HR Blood and Guts, he had a radio show, he got fired, got canceled, so he decided to host one last show, and that show, I guess they were trying to seek revenge on the people that fired him, and they all dressed in different costumes representing the holidays, and HR Blood and Guts dressed like a vampire for Halloween, and that was the original house. And now this year for Halloween Horror Nights, HR Blood and Guts is coming back, but it's going to be 100% Halloween spooktacular. It's going to be a Halloween extravaganza, so that's going to be the house. Everything's Halloween themed, but it's for HR Blood and Guts, which was a radio show that was canceled, and now I guess he's seeking his revenge or something like that. Then we have Cyborgia. I don't know how to pronounce it, but basically it's going to be kind of like a Terminator house. Futuristic cyborgs take over. They don't want humans around. They try to eliminate all humans. Basically kind of like the Terminator. I'm not very excited about it. Then we have an alien invasion house, which I've heard kind of a decent amount about this house. It looks like there's going to be some practical effects in here that we've never seen before. I'm guessing we're going to see somebody get abducted, or like a cow get abducted in the house. The poster does show cow's limbs, bloody cow limbs on there, so that's very interesting. So cows will be in this house for sure, and some crazy practical effects. I'm guaranteeing that we're going to get some great practical effects in this house. It's going to be very cool, kind of like the movie Signs, but more horror-esque. Signs, tall grays, you get the whole thing. The last two originals that were announced were, it was actually the first house ever announced, which was Jack and Oddfellow for 2026. This is an Icons house, Jack versus Oddfellow. We already saw the origins of Jack. We have already seen the origins of Oddfellow. A couple years ago, we had Oddfellow's house, which kind of had elements of Jack's origins, elements of Chance's origins, and Oddfellow's origins. But this time, they're going to go after it. They're going to be probably going after each other. I'm assuming fighting for power. Which one is going to gain power at the end of the day? That's going to be a very exciting house. That is an HHN original. And then we have our Madlands Cannibal house, which is basically an abandoned zoo that was taken over by cannibals, and these cannibals are going to be hungry. This house is supposed to be gross, nasty, smelly, very gory, very bloody, very violent. It's probably going to smell like crap, to be honest with you. It's an abandoned zoo. They're going to be cannibals locked up in this zoo, so pretty cool, and it's going to smell a lot. So I'm excited for that. Kind of, not really. It's going to be like Terrifier, right? It's just going to smell. This is so random. The Odyssey comes out this month on the 17th of July, and there's a massive prop piece little photo opportunity here at Universal Orlando for the Odyssey movie. That's interesting. Here next to Cafe La Bamba, we have light stanchions set up in this little courtyard area, which means that this is probably once again gonna be a food and drink booth, which, by the way, there is a year-round food and drink booth that sells specialty cocktails this time of year. But this is gonna probably have some sort of typically Spanish cuisine, Mexican cuisine, and you'll probably get that as well this year. The tacos, birria tacos, usually typically you can find them here. Next to the scare zone in between the trees, which is our first speculated scare zone, and probably gonna be our first scare zone that's gonna be announced. Look at this massive light stanchion. This thing is huge. There's gonna be probably prop pieces all along here, and I'm speculating that this is gonna be a scare zone none other than Fort Nightmares. That's right, Fortnite is coming to Halloween Horror Nights for 2026. Fort Nightmares has been heavily speculated, and I believe that this will be the scare zone location. You can see these huge, massive light stanchions here in the trees, and it looks like this year they're permanent because they are sitting upon these concrete blocks down here for these huge light stanchions, and it looks like Halloween Horror Nights is going to continue to use this area because that's why they put permanent concrete blocks in here for the scare zone. But throughout the trees, there's probably going to be decorations, chug splashes, all sorts of weapons and things like that for Fortnite, and maybe even roaming Fortnite characters, and probably decorate the trees. They usually do. And there's another light stanchion right here, a massive light stanchion for this scare zone. I cannot wait to see what they're going to have throughout here. Big pots, little pots, shield potions, and this is our first scare zone that has a lot of light stanchions up. The rest of the scare zones do have lights, but not nearly like this. Here at the end of the scare zone, just like last year for Cat Lady on Crooked Lane, we have light stanchions set up close to the animal actors stage, which means that this scare zone is once again massive, bigger than it has ever been, just like last year. We have some particular weird looking stanchion. There's like a one that's shaped like a number 7 over here. Very interesting. Super interesting to see what that light stanchion's gonna be for. I have no idea. I've never seen this shape before for any light stanchion for Halloween Horror Nights. And then if you continue on towards animal actors throughout here, obviously we have this big light stanchion, which means that this scare zone is going to continue on all the way up to the animal actors stage. And then speaking of stages, there is a stage set up over here, similar to what we saw last year for the Crooked Lane scare zone last year, the cat lady scare zone. Similar to her house, we have a massive stage set up. This might also be a prop piece, kind of like the cat lady's house. It's too early to tell. We have more light stanchions up here, but this is a stage area, so be prepared for that to be decorated slowly throughout the summer. And this is going to be very exciting. Characters will definitely walk on this stage, which is very, very exciting. And then over here, opposite the stage, we have another massive light stanchion, and then some light stanchions leading all the way into the Simpsons area, guys. This is going to be a huge scare zone, and maybe they'll have chainsaws roaming throughout Simpsons like they did last year. We have these gentlemen out here, these workers working on something inside the water, probably for the water and light show. They brought back the water and light show last year for Halloween Horror Nights, so maybe they're updating some effects for the Halloween Horror Nights light show. Who knows? Here in New York City, we have this massive light stanchion that looks like it could be for a food or drink booth, or possibly maybe like a booth for like a DJ area like they had for the Club Horror last year. I'm not sure what this is going to be. I'm thinking a food and drink booth, but it could possibly even be for the summertime, not even for Halloween Horror Nights. But I don't know. The summertime, it's already July, so if we don't see any advertisements on this for the summer anytime soon, then this is definitely going to be for Halloween Horror Nights. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. I have no idea what this could be. I'm guessing a food or drink booth, or maybe just a part of a scare zone if they're going to extend a scare zone throughout here. I have no idea. Maybe this is also a meet and greet area of some sort, or a photo op or something like that. I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you guys know what this stanchion's for. In New York, there are plenty of lights that have been set up on the rooftops of these buildings here for Halloween Horror Nights, for a scare zone. This scare zone every year is one of the biggest scare zones. Look at all these lights on the rooftops set up for Halloween Horror Nights. This is confirmation that this will once again be home to a scare zone. A massive stage area, bigger than any stage we've seen in this New York scare zone, being set up here in New York City for Halloween Horror Nights. No prop pieces yet, but it looks like when they do add prop pieces, a backdrop and everything, this stage will be massive. This thing is a huge prop piece. So much room for people to walk around on this stage. This area right here is actually rumored, especially on the speculation map, to have clowns. Now, people were wondering if that was going to be killer clowns from outer space or possibly Art the Clown. Now, as I was walking over here in New York to look at this stage area, a lady approached me and said she had spoken to a team member that told her Art the Clown is going to be coming back as a roaming character here in New York City. Probably this area right here in front of Jimmy Fallon, or over there by the green turf area in front of the massive stage. That would be interesting if Art the Clown came back, but this stage right here is 100% for the scare zone. I don't think this is going to be a stage for Art the Clown. I think this is for the scare zone, but what scare zone this will be, I guess we'll have to wait and see. This year, with all of the prop pieces being set up for Halloween Horror Nights, I have not yet to see a Pardon Our Dust sign, which is very interesting. Are they completely getting rid of the Pardon Our Dust signs? Because I have not seen one yet. What do you guys think? Here in front of Jimmy Fallon, we have a light stanchion, which previously this has never been a scare zone, but this has been the entrance to some houses. But if you go around the corner of Jimmy Fallon, but if you turn the corner here, you'll run into something very interesting. We do have another huge light trestle that looks like it's the entranceway to where the houses are going to be located, which doesn't make any sense months because this construction for the new Hollywood Drift roller coaster, this construction has been going on for a couple of months now, and this has been closed off. So I don't think this is going to be opened up anytime soon for Halloween Horror Nights. But what do you think? Will this construction be to a point where they can open up this construction wall and this can still be the entrance to the houses? I'm not sure. I don't know if it'll be done in time, but we have this huge light trestle that says otherwise. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Well, thank you so much for watching today's update video. I have so much to share with you in the future. There's going to be so many prop pieces set out within the next couple of weeks and so many new announcements. We're probably going to have an announcement for every scare zone and possibly an announcement for a roaming face character like Art the Clown. That's going to be very exciting if that is true. So stay tuned and get ready, get excited. Please leave me a thumbs up on this video, leave a like on this video. That way this video can grow to a larger audience, because I do struggle a ton on YouTube to reach a larger audience. And if you haven't already, and if you don't want to miss a thing, I would highly recommend that you subscribe down below. That way you get notifications for future videos, and that way you cannot miss another Halloween Horror Nights construction update. So thank you very, very much for watching, liking, subscribing. I hope you have a wonderful day. Peace out.